When I was growing up, bullies kept people in check. I got kicked off my high school football team for what they now call fat shaming. But look, if you're 300 pounds of flab, your guts hanging out of your shirt, and you get winded just walking onto the field, you should not be a cheerleader.
This is Quinn Dale, one of my favorite offensive anti-woke comedians.
When I was 8, I was molested by a party clown. Yeah. I was like, you lied to me. That's not a balloon animal. Why don't they push more diversity in sports? Like, why aren't more Mexicans in the NBA? They might not have the height, but they got the numbers. Think about it. If Juan gets injured, there's another Juan just like him. At least let them be the referees. They don't even need a whistle. Why aren't more Asians in the NFL? They were born for collisions. My kids are at that age where they don't really appreciate you. Like, honestly, I don't think my kids even like me. I just hope by the time they're all grown up, they don't find me. My kids are at that age where they don't really appreciate.
How many kids you got, man?
2 boys, 43 and 47.
Okay, 43 boys, 47 girls. How'd you guys meet? Did you meet in Fontana?
We met on Whittier cruising.
You been on a cruise?
Back in the day.
Oh, everything has a different meaning with Latinos. I was like, you been on a cruise? They're like, no, we're cruising. What kind of
We had a dad.
you had a man. Do you remember a lot about that? So that's how you met. He's like, you're basically coming with me. Wait, God, is this a fan? Why do you call this an auction? You know you're free to leave, right? Well, let's find out from him his version of the story.
Audience member has the jokes.
Getting laid is tricky. You can't rush it. I asked one girl if I could stick it in. She's like, can I call you back? When I was only 7 years old, a neighbor lady diddled my balls. So I have a lot of shame and guilt. Because I never thanked her. And people ask my opinion on illegal immigrants. The problem is the criminals. We need to round them all up like a bunch of stray dogs and kick their asses out of our government. Oh. Women think all men are the same. I dated one gal with really bad trust issues because her ex-husband cheated on her. I said, I promise I will never marry you. I try to be open to all cultures and ethnicities. I recently went to an Ethiopian restaurant, but they had a little roach problem. Ooh. They ran out. My dad's best friend from childhood is here tonight, Vietnam veteran John. Would you stand up for just a second, man? John, stand up.
Hell yeah.
That is a real combat veteran from Minnesota, not a fake one like Tim Walz.
You said that you carried weapons in war, but you have never deployed actually in a war zone.
Those weapons of war that I carried in war, I deployed in support of Operation Enduring Freedom.
That's the toughest guy I know. He once told me, Quinn, I've been shot at, held hostage, poisoned, but you know what? That's just marriage. My dad...
Oh, Quinn Dale's never outright said he's conservative, but I'm guessing he's conservative.
Are you Asian? What kind? That sounds bad.
Philippines.
The Philippines, yeah, right on. Yeah. How'd you guys meet?
Off of a dating site.
Oh, yeah? What was it?
No, I came here when I was 2.
Holy
Father served party.
So the shipping was cheaper. Are you Filipino too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Chinese Mexican.
Chinese Mexican. That's what you are, actually. That's a Filipino. You are her. Chinese Mexican. What's your name, Maria Kim? What's your name, by the way? Chinese Mexican. What's that? Ruth. Oh. You wanted to get into the workforce, huh? Where were you born, it seems like?
Calexico, California.
Calexico, California. Okay. All right. I know it. And then how'd you meet him? Was he down there patrolling the border? You look like a cop. How'd you guys meet for real? So you were from Calexico, right?
Yes, too. We met at Toys R Us.
You met at Toys R Us? Oh, you guys like them young, dude. How are you doing? Welcome back. Just so you know what's going on, these guys are human traffickers. Mexicans drink a lot. It's not a big deal for them. Like if a Mexican guy drinks till he passes out, they don't tell him to get help. They tell him to pull over. White people's lives are not as easy as people think. We have problems too, okay? Like I drank a bottle of champagne that was past its expiration date. That didn't feel good. Shelf lives matter.
I know I'm not perfect neither. I know it. I know she's always telling me. Because she told me she wants a sensitive man that will protect her. How does that work? Hey, leave her alone or I'll cry.
Vegans never look healthy to me.
Yeah.
Like a buddy of mine went vegan, now he weighs like 120 pounds. He's like, I'm the strongest I've ever been. I'm like, really? You brush your teeth with 2 hands. So healthy. We were at the mall one time and he couldn't handle a flight of stairs without stopping to rest halfway. He's like, go ahead. I was like, all right, see you at the bottom.
It's good
Vegans never...
downstairs.
Any more questions before I shut this down?
So you're not scared?
What's that?
You're not scared?
Of your voice? Sure. Are you a person or an entity? What's going on?
I had surgery. No voice, but you are so not politically correct. It's very refreshing.
Thank you. God, you have a great sense of humor. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, I hope your voice comes back. You had surgery?
Next week.
Yeah, I'd get another one too. Because
Still goes
I don't
after.
think they're done. Bring the whole voice back. This is the first time in history where people are actually ashamed to be white. Not me. I'm proud to be white. And so are my kids, Darnell and LaQuisha. My dad thinks everything is a conspiracy. He was like, yeah, I read on the internet some aliens crashed in Minnesota. Only one survived. Now they're trying to communicate with it. Find out their secrets, what they want, why they're here. I said, Dad, some aliens, they're Somalians. I think men and women are equal. Women are doing all the same jobs now. I was waiting to board a flight recently, and I noticed that the pilot was a female, which I thought was cool. I'd never seen a woman fly a plane. I mean, I didn't actually see her fly the plane, because obviously I caught a different flight, but I just thought it was cool. You can't say black person, it's person of color. You can't say woman, it's female. You can't say gay man, it's flight attendant. You gotta stay faithful, gang. You gotta do it. It might not be easy. They say, why go out for hamburger if you have steak at home?
Right.
Yeah, well, what if your steak has a fucking attitude problem? Now, gang, I know my jokes aren't woke. I know it. I'm trying to be woke. I actually go in the ladies' restroom now. Sure. Well, because technically I'm a man, but I identify as a pervert.
Anyway, what did you think about Quinn Dale's comedy? Is this the type of comedy that we need in 2025? Drop a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to Conservative Vibes. I'm CV, and I'll see you in the next video.